Namaskaram. Welcome to Vegan Life in Trivandrum. Today we are exploring the importance of embracing vegan lifestyle in Kerala. Join me as we discover the ethical, health, cultural and environmental benefits of going vegan in Kerala, God's own country.
Handlers at the cattle market typically break the animals' tails, rub hot chili in the tired eyes, and shove sticks of fingers into their genitals. Frightened, sick, and injured animals are forced onto the trucks by callous and brutal means. Packed in tight until there's no room left. And even then, more animals, many of them already half dead, are forced on top. When the animals inevitably grow too exhausted to move, they're spurred by pain. Many of the animals are seriously injured and some even die on the way to the slaughterhouse. They are made to travel in such conditions for days without any food or water.
In Kerala, we pride ourselves of our compassion and kindness, but the animal agriculture industry prioritizes profit over animal welfare. By choosing veganism, we reduce the suffering and harm to our fellow sentient beings. Vegan movement is taking to the streets of Kerala to demand personhood status for animals. Vegan activists protest against animal exploitation.
കൊണ്ടുവരൂ മൃഗാവകാശം കൊണ്ടുവരൂ ആടായാലും മാടായാലും പശുവായാലും പോത്തായാലും മീനായാലും മാനായാലും വേദന ഒന്നെന്നറിയാമെങ്കിൽ വന്നേ തീരൂ മൃഗാവകാശം കൊണ്ടുവരൂ മൃഗാവകാശം കൊണ്ടുവരൂ പാവം സാധു മൃഗങ്ങളോട് ക്രൂരത ചെയ്യും ചൂഷകരെ സംരക്ഷിക്കും നിയമങ്ങൾ എടുത്തു മാറ്റൂ നാട്ടാരെ എടുത്തു മാറ്റൂ സർക്കാരെ നിങ്ങൾ കൂട്ടിലടച്ച മൃഗങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾ കഴുത്തറുത്ത മൃഗങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾ വെട്ടിമുറിച്ച മൃഗങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾ പീഡിപ്പിച്ച മൃഗങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ പോലെ ചോരയും നീരും നിങ്ങളുടെ പോലൊരു ജീവിതവും എല്ലാം ഉള്ള മൃഗങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുവരൂ മൃഗാവകാശം.
So you are here for animal protest?
Yes.
Since how long you are vegan?
1 year.
1 year. Why are you here?
Well, because what we do is not right.
Okay.
What we do to animals and all other living creatures who are not us is not right.
Okay.
I'm Astha Gupta.
Okay.
We are here for the protest demanding personhood for the animals because they are treated very badly for human greed. So they should have a right to live freely without fear because they are sentient beings. So they are individuals and we are really here for demanding for their personhood.
Okay, very good. And why you became vegan?
I became vegan for the animals. I was always a vegetarian, but I never knew the cruelty behind dairy industry. So it's been 7 years I have been vegan.
I've come here to speak up on behalf of the animals so that they get the rights that they deserve that have been taken away from them by force. Just because we have more power does not give us the right to take what is not ours and what does not belong to us. Their bodies don't belong to us. We have no right to exploit them.
Yes.
And people need to think about what they're doing and make conscious choices. So
Yes.
I'm here to raise awareness and help people to connect what they are doing and the choices they are making with their own hearts and with their own values and everything.
ഞാൻ വീഗൻ ഇന്ത്യ മൂവ്മെന്റിന്റെ ഓർഗനൈസറാണ്. ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ സമരം ചെയ്യുന്നതിനുള്ള 2 ഡിമാൻഡാണ് ഉള്ളത് ഗവൺമെന്റിനോട്. മൃഗങ്ങൾക്ക് വ്യക്തി എന്നുള്ള പരിഗണന കൊടുക്കുക, മൃഗങ്ങൾ ലൈഫ് സ്റ്റോക്കോ വസ്തുക്കളോ അല്ല, നമ്മളെപ്പോലെ തന്നെ വേദന അനുഭവിക്കുന്ന സഹജീവികളാണ്. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ ആരും വേദന അനുഭവിക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കില്ല, നമ്മളോ നമ്മുടെ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങളോ വേദന അനുഭവിച്ചിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ആഗ്രഹിക്കില്ല. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ മൃഗങ്ങളെ കഴുത്തറുത്ത് കൊല്ലുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് ഒരു അത്യാവശ്യം വേണ്ടിയിട്ടല്ല, കുറച്ച് നേരത്തെ രുചിക്ക് വേണ്ടി മാത്രം. ഈ റിവ്യൂ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരുപാട് റിസർച്ചുകൾ പറയുന്നുണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ആരോഗ്യത്തോടെ ജീവിക്കാൻ ഇറച്ചി, മീന്, പാല്, മുട്ട ഒന്നും കഴിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. എന്നിട്ടും നമ്മൾ ഭക്ഷണത്തിന് വേണ്ടി, വസ്ത്രത്തിന് വേണ്ടി, വിനോദത്തിന് വേണ്ടി, മറ്റ് പല കാര്യങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയും അവരെ ചൂഷണം ചെയ്തു. ഇത് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കണം. മൃഗങ്ങൾക്ക് വ്യക്തികളുടെ പരിഗണന കൊടുക്കണം. മൃഗങ്ങളോടുള്ള ക്രൂരതയുടെ തന്നെ കാണും. രണ്ടാമത്തെ ഡിമാൻഡ്, മൃഗങ്ങളെ ഉപയോഗിച്ചുള്ള എല്ലാ വ്യവസായങ്ങളും റദ്ദാക്കണം. ഇപ്പോൾ പാലായാലും ശരി, മുട്ടയായാലും ശരി, ഇറച്ചിയായാലും ശരി, എല്ലാ വ്യവസായങ്ങളും അവരെ ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇപ്പോൾ പാലിലുള്ള ക്രൂരത പലർക്കും അറിയില്ല. പശുവിനെല്ലാം കരിമേനെ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇൻസെമിനേഷൻ ചെയ്ത് ഗർഭിണികളാക്കുന്നു. പിന്നെ അവരുടെ കുഞ്ഞിന് അവകാശപ്പെട്ട പാലാണ് മോഷ്ടിച്ച് വിൽക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ ഇതെല്ലാം അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുക. പബ്ലിക്കിനോട് ഒരേ ഡിമാൻഡേ ഉള്ളൂ, മൃഗങ്ങളെ ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യുന്ന അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുക. ഇറച്ചി, മീന്, പാല്, മുട്ട, ലെതർ, ബൂള് ഇതെല്ലാം ഉപേക്ഷിച്ച് ഒരു വീഗനായി ജീവിക്കുക.
ഈ ഇലക്ഷൻ സമയത്ത് 2 കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് നമ്മൾ ഗവൺമെന്റിനോട് ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നത്. ഒന്ന്, മൃഗങ്ങൾക്ക് വ്യക്തി എന്ന പരിഗണന കൊടുക്കുക, അവരെ ഒരു പ്രോഡക്റ്റായി കാണരുത്. ഇനി പബ്ലിക്കിനോടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ കാര്യം, അഭ്യർത്ഥന, മൃഗങ്ങളെ ചൂഷണം ചെയ്തുള്ള എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും മാറി നിൽക്കുക. മൃഗങ്ങൾ നമ്മളെ മനുഷ്യരെ പോലെ തന്നെ എല്ലാ വേദനയും അനുഭവിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുന്ന, നമ്മളെപ്പോലെ ജീവിക്കാൻ തുല്യ അവകാശമുള്ള സെന്റിയൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ജീവികളാണ്. അവരെ ഓരോ സെക്കൻഡിലും ലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് മൃഗങ്ങളെയാണ് ഇറച്ചിക്കും, മീനിനും, മുട്ടയ്ക്കും, പാലിനും, തേനിനും, കമ്പിളിക്കും, പട്ടിനും, തുകലിനും, വിനോദത്തിനും, പരീക്ഷണങ്ങൾക്കും വേണ്ടി ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. നമ്മൾക്ക് ഈ സാധുജീവികളെ ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യാതെ ആരോഗ്യത്തോടെ ജീവിക്കുവാൻ സാധിക്കും. എന്നിട്ടും വെറും കുറച്ച് സമയത്തെ രുചിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഈ ക്രൂരതകൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് ഈ ക്രൂരതയുടെ ഭാഗമാവാതെ ജീവിക്കാം.
A well-planned plant-based diet followed in the vegan lifestyle reduces the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. Kerala has a tradition of plant-based cuisine. Let's explore the health benefits of embracing veganism.
Plant-based diet, a healthy plant-based diet is the best you can do for the human digestive system. Our body absorbs plant-based food better than it absorbs animal-based food because our system is made for plant-based food. So that way it is ideal for everybody. However, children till the age of 6 months are best kept on mother's milk exclusively. And then from 6 months on, we can start feeding them softer foods, maybe ripe bananas or boiled bananas, stuff like that. However, in older individuals, when we are starting out on older individuals, if they are used to a diet which is heavy in animal products and is very, very refined, then introducing them to a healthy plant-based diet, not the junk plant-based diet, but a healthy plant-based diet, can feel like a shock to the system initially before it starts getting better. So understanding where they come from and slowly guiding them towards a plant-based diet would be extremely beneficial to them. However, children's bodies are less corrupt. So even if you start them on fruits right away, you start them on whole food plant-based food right away, their bodies will actually thrive. Let's understand that children are making their bodies during that time, and what you feed them is the fuel, the raw material for their bodies to be built. So children who are nourished on a healthy, nourishing plant-based diet, they have a good foundation. Their body is built with the strong foundation of nutritious food, nutritious plant-based food. So their risk of lifestyle disease as it is becomes low. So a healthy vegan diet, what is called as whole food plant-based diet, can definitely help to prevent and manage all these diseases, especially lifestyle diseases, and it can aid the healing process of the body even if it is an infection or if it is not a lifestyle disease. Even I have had patients who recover from surgeries much faster if they are on a whole food plant-based diet. I've had people with infections who recover better if they are on a whole food plant-based diet. Now, how does this happen is that when we feed our body the fuel that it is meant to have, it is meant to digest well, then we are providing the body the nutrients in a way that it is absorbed by the body. So when this happens, it is very easy for the body to heal itself. Otherwise, when we are giving the body the food that is not aligned to it, the body has to work hard in order to remove it. And this working hard sometimes results in malfunctioning of some parts of the body over time. And this is what we call lifestyle diseases. Of course, food is not the only reason we have lifestyle diseases, but food, wrong food, faulty food habits is a big reason that we have these diseases. So altering our food habits and making it whole food plant-based can definitely help prevent. And if you have already manifested a disease, it can help in your management. I have seen thousands of people, thousands of patients who have reversed their lifestyle diseases in this 20 years of my practice and have been able to get off medicines once they are changing their lifestyle. Now, it may be possible for some, it might not be possible for some, but maintenance and prevention is 100% possible if you go on a healthy vegan diet, that is a whole food plant-based diet. It is important that I say this again and again, because veganism is not about food, it is about the animals. So we may end up eating junk food which are deep fried, which are overcooked, which have all these chemicals put in, as long as they don't come from an animal. So that is right as an ethical vegan. But if you're looking at healing the body, that doesn't work. Then we have to go whole food plant-based. Then you can heal and you can prevent all these diseases. As it is, when you remove the animal products, around 20 to 25% of your risk automatically comes down of lifestyle diseases. But that's not the end of it, because we do live in a stressful world where all kinds of wrong food are available. So it is our duty to ensure that we are building our body and we are feeding our body with wholesome plant-based food, so that we have more energy in our body to take care of the animals, to fight for them. Otherwise, if we ourselves are suffering, how can we help anyone else?
These and such many health FAQs are covered in the playlist Health FAQs with Indian Doctors on YouTube channel Vegan Life in Trivandrum. So do check it out. Most of your queries will be answered there. Dr. Michael Greger, in his book How to Survive a Pandemic, clearly mentions that intensive animal farms are responsible for pandemic.
The two greatest threats facing humanity, according to the United Nations, are climate change and emerging infectious disease, particularly pandemic influenza.
The recent outbreak of avian flu or H5N1 virus in birds in Kottayam, Pathanamthitta and Alappuzha are indication of intensive farm and its hazards to human health. Even African swine flu is recently reported in the pig population raised intensively for human consumption. Each of such outbreaks keeps reminding us to rethink our food choices and the impact on animals, health, and environment. Animal agriculture is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution. By embracing veganism, we reduce our carbon footprint and preserve Kerala's natural beauty for future generations. India is the world leader in milk production and has a thriving dairy industry with over 53 crore cattle as per 20th livestock census done in October 2018. As a result, a significant proportion of country's greenhouse gas emissions comes from cattle methane emissions. In Kerala, the agricultural emissions was led by livestock emissions, Within livestock subsector, the enteric fermentation category was the major contributor to the total agriculture emissions. Forest cover decline in Kerala is mainly due to illegal encroachments, road building, and irrigation requirements, but eating beef and other animal products leads to the decline in forest cover as well. The land used to grow food for animals can only be made available by cutting existing forests. The vanishing forest area of Kerala is a matter of concern as it is a habitat loss for the forest animals, and due to the habitat loss, there are increased instances of man-animal conflict. As per study conducted by the International Institute for Population Sciences in Kannur, Kozhikode, Malappuram and Wayanad, where Nipah outbreak was reported, the districts have experienced an extensive decline in forest cover from 1993 to 2017. The lack of nutrition and loss of habitat has pushed flying foxes and many other vectors of pathogen into human settlements, resulting in zoonotic outbreak. Animal-based industry are one of the leading causes of water pollution as they create dead zones in water. Dead zones are areas of water where aquatic life cannot survive because of low oxygen levels. In an article published in Monga Bay on 15th May 2023, Mahi, a fisherman from Padalam, says that fish kill happens all the time when industrial effluents are let out into Periyar River. They have noticed a lot of fish dying when a manure company upstream let out their effluents, but they are washed into the sea before anyone notices this. Environmentalist Purushan Ellur mentions that there are several industries upstream Periyar River that manufacture pet food, gelatin, and manure from animal waste. Waste from these units increase the level of ammonia and nitrogen in the water, causing depletion of dissolved oxygen. Producing 1 kg of lentils requires 1250 liters of water, whereas producing 1 kg of beef requires 13,000 liters of water. As per FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, figures put greenhouse gas emissions from animals reared for food at somewhere between 14.5 to 18% of all human caused emissions, more than that caused by transportation. That is, more than all the cars, trucks, ships, planes, and other vehicles in world combined. Veganism, in a way, is a cultural evolution as far as food is concerned. By embracing plant based cuisine, we are rediscovering and reinventing Kerala's traditional recipes while promoting more sustainable and compassionate future. Also, let's be clear that vegan movement is a social justice movement which aims at freeing all the animals that are oppressed for human consumption. Unlike North Indian cuisine that uses lots of ghee, butter, and other dairy products, Kerala cuisine is so much vegan. The morning breakfast, which generally consists of puttu, kadlakari, idiyappam, appam, vegetable stew, idli, sambar, dosha, chutney, are all vegan. These breakfast items are prepared by using coconut milk and freshly grated coconut. If we remove the curd-based items and various milk-based paisams, then even the famous Kerala Sadhya is vegan. As far as non-veg food is concerned, lot of mock meats are available online. These can be used to prepare fish curries, chicken curries, and beef curries. Even vegetables like evi gourd can be used to replace prawns while preparing prawn curries. As mentioned earlier, many authentic Kerala dishes are vegan. The popularity of vegan food items has been on the rise in Kerala. Inspired by the flavors of Kerala, Executive Chef Suresh Babu of Marriott Hotel Kochi has been experimenting and inventing plant-based dishes with many modern twists and turns. While diving into the main course, the chef offers the classic Kallappam waffle with beef ulartiyathu. Here, the beef is not actual beef. Though it may sound unbelievable, The dish exactly tastes like meat. From the texture, appearance, or even taste, it would be difficult to differentiate between the plant and the meat dish. Bree McIlroy, a chef and yoga practitioner from New Zealand, is running Loving Earth Yoga Cafe, which has introduced delicious vegan flavors to Malayali palates. In Kochi, there is Hima Yoga Gourmet Ice Treats that offers popsicles and kulfi made from fresh fruits, free from harmful chemicals, healthy and vegan. Kerala's favorite shawarma was available at IIFK 2023, but it was not the usual chicken shawarma. It was vegan shawarma. This product is developed by Grasshopper Gastronomics Pte Limited, and the USP of this vegan shawarma is that it is developed without use of milk, sugar or oil. Hence we can understand that market of Kerala is getting ready for a vegan future which is beneficial for all. Elephants are important to Kerala's temple for performance of various rituals. The age-old customs remain same, but the real elephant are replaced by mechanical elephants in many temples of Kerala and Karnataka. 3 life-size mechanical elephants are already in use. They include Irinadpalli Raman at the Irinadpalli Shri Krishna Temple in Thrissur, Mahadevan at the Trikail Mahadev Temple in Kochi, and Shiva at Jagat Guru Shri Veer Simhasana Mahasamsthana Mutt in Mysuru. In conclusion, embracing a vegan lifestyle in Kerala is not only a personal choice but also a social responsibility. Let's work together to create a more ethical, healthy, sustainable, and culturally rich Kerala for everyone. Hope this video was useful for you. There are many videos available on this channel that shares vegan recipes. Do check them out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on sustainable living and vegan lifestyle in Kerala. See you in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.